Okay, it is day 24 of this trip, but I haven't done one of these journals for a while. I have crawled inside my tent because it's a little chilly out right now. I'm at the just outside the north rim of the Grand Canyon, what I believe is about 8,000 feet. So we're up there a little bit, and it's a little chilly. What I saw, it's going to get down into probably into the low 40s tonight. So I have my sleeping bag, which is rated at 40 degrees, plus I have a little quilt that I have put over the top of it, so that should keep me nice and toasty. Plus I'm wearing my long base layers tonight as well, and if I have to, I've got the mid layer that I can keep on as well, but I don't think I'll need it. So anyway, I haven't done one of these for a while, as I said, so I guess I'll go back to Moab when I went to Arches National Park, and I really enjoyed Arches National Park. It's absolutely beautiful. I didn't think it was too crowded, so it was easier to get around and so forth. I can't say that necessarily about some of the other parks, like Bryce, for example. I just thought was really crowded, especially in the first 3 stops. It seems like that's where they were taking all of the tour buses and things, and so it just wasn't quite as enjoyable. I mean, I understand if you go there to hike and things like that, then it's probably, a much nicer experience, but being on the bike and in my gear, I'm just not prepared to do long hikes. I get out and do a half a mile or something to go see a waterfall like I did, but I'm not going to get out and do a 5-mile hike or something like that. So while it was beautiful, the overlooks were beautiful, again, it kind of got disrupted a little bit by some of the traffic and so forth that was there. But still, it was a good day. But Moab, back to Moab, I think that's a place where I might like to go again because there seem to be so many things to do there, other than just go to Arches and Canyonlands, for example. There's some other state parks in the area, but there's all these adventure companies there that will take you, whitewater rafting or dune buggying through the desert, or you can rent, small motorcycles, all kinds of things that you can do there. So it might be nice to go back there in a car and then be able to spend several days there, doing some of these other activities. So there was a restaurant I saw when I came in, but when I pulled up there was a sign in the middle of the road to the restaurant that said it's closed. So I'm like, fuck. So I end up going across the street to this little country store that had a stand outside, like a roach coach kind of a thing outside it, that sold lattes and stuff, and they even had some hot dogs and German sausage there. So I said, all right, I don't give a fuck. Give me a fucking German sausage, put chili and cheese on it. Right? So I had that. I just had to have something. So I ate it. It was good, actually, and it hit the spot. So then I also had an iced tea, or an iced coffee, excuse me, there. And then I jumped on the bike and headed into the park. And first of all, my bike is not running good. It does not like the altitude here. Every time I climb up to this kind of altitude, it just doesn't run right. I guess this is my fault. Living in Massachusetts, I had cams put in it. I have a timing wheel in it. I have a fuel controller in it. And I had it dyno tuned, and it runs great, you know, back at 160 feet above sea level. And I mean, our mountains are only, you know, 2,600 feet or something like that. So we don't have a huge difference in altitude. But of course, back here, you're getting up to this 7, 8, 9, 10,000 foot levels. So anyway, so I'm a little frustrated with that. And then I get to the park, and there's a long line, or not that long, but a few cars waiting to get in. And you know, you expect that. That's the way it is at the national parks. But it usually goes pretty quickly. You know, the line was much longer when I went into Arches, and you know, it kept moving, 20 minutes or so, but it kept moving. Well, this one, we're just sitting there, and we're not moving for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Like, what the fuck's going on? So all of a sudden, this girl, one of the rangers, comes out, and she's checking people's passes and giving us maps and stuff. And so as I get up there, turns out they're not accepting cash. They're only accepting credit cards and debit cards. So everybody who pulls up who hasn't bought a pass or wants to buy a pass, well, they have to give their card to the guy. Then he has to run into the office, run the credit card, come back out, have them sign it. It's utterly ridiculous. So there was a series of cars that had passes, and of course I had a pass. And so those cars went right on through because she had already checked them. And then the woman in front of me, she has to stop and pay. So I look at the woman and I go, "Can I go around?" And she's like, "Yeah." So she lets me go around. So I got into the park finally. So again, I'm frustrated because of this now. And, so this is day 25 today, and last night apparently got pretty cold. My guess would be down in the 20s because when I got up this morning, I turned on my my bike just to see what time it is. It's the only clock this works up here, and also the temperature. And my bike says it's 32 at 5:55 in the morning. So it got pretty cold last night, but I was fine. My blanket and my sleeping bag worked really good together. I was nice and warm, but nothing much to do, so I'm going to, I guess, start getting packed up. We'll get out of here really early today, and we'll head back and see if we can find some breakfast. I think I have to go back through Moab, so that's probably where I'll head back to. So. But it is the morning. I don't want to head up too early because, you know, we'll have some deer and things like that on the road. So we'll just take our time doing this, and I don't know, probably get out of here around 7:30, something like that.